back to our regularly scheduled D4 sipping, starting with Rondo. Tsubaki. I'm sorry, I have to apologize to Tsubaki fans. In my slander video and my Every Character in a Nutshell video, I said that Tsubaki is a metronome, switching between calm and flustered at the drop of a hat. However, this was a misrepresentation on my part. She's not always switching between cute and cool, she's switching between cute and gay mess. I've said previously that I love Gat Moe, and Tsubaki very much so delivers on that. And as I've mentioned before, I have a very strong bias for vocals, and Tsubaki as the main vocalist of Rondo stands out to me for that very reason. I hate to admit it, but despite being a Photon simp, once I actually took the time to listen to Rondo music, I was hooked. Nagisa, our favorite adopted puppy. At first, it's pretty funny how Aoi and Hiro are taking a walk and out of nowhere a wild Nagisa appears and boom, she's part of the unit. But then you learn about the reason Nagisa was so willing to join. And then, instead of a random encounter in the tall grass, their meeting feels like a twist of fate. Rather than someone who just sauntered in because why not, Rondo becomes Nagisa's found family. Not to mention the hilarious interactions between her and Shinobu, and speaking of inter-unit relations, Toa and Miko have entertaining interactions with her as well. Honestly, I think Nagi-Miko relations is the first time we see Miko acting so sincere. Of course, it's because she feels partly responsible for the situation, but part of it is that Nagisa, who is also acting silly all the time, takes actual sincerity in that situation and brings about the same in Miko. Hiro. Part of the reason I refer to Nagisa as Rondo's adopted puppy is because of how she joined the unit. The other half is because Hiro makes me want to bark. Anyways, what was I saying? Ah yes, the appeal of Hiro. Putting the obvious aside, there is, of course, more to her character than that. Like, she cooks well and watches over the rest of the unit and puts in work behind the scenes to make sure everyone's happy. Oh my god, she went from mommy to mother. Aoi. Ah yes, the Pokemon trainer in charge of the unit. She is the certified Riz Master, even in the Doki Dokius event, which is quite literally the Riz Fest. She stood out as the original Ikemen Lady Killer. And of course, like any D4DJ character, there is some trauma lurking beneath the surface. And if I'm being quite honest, I have had similar worries with the standards of gender norms and looking one way or another. Anyways, it's always a treat to have Haruna flustered and flailing about like a helicopter, and Aoi is a very reliable source of this. However, there is one thing. I said earlier that she's the Pokemon master of Rondo, but I do have to correct myself, because, well, Nagisa's owner is Hiro. Ah yes, Miyu. Why do I like Miyu? Well, because there's a gun to my head, and if I say I don't like her, it will go off. I'm just kidding. Miyu is a standard goody two-shoes character, and in a lot of franchises, when creating a character like this, they try to subvert the idea of a purely good character by giving them some hidden evil, or as Karumi would put it, moral corruption. But Miyu is pretty much an angel through and through. Yeah, she slapped someone, but of course, while we meme it up, she obviously didn't do it out of malice. I like the fact that they could commit to the purely good and frankly adorable Miyu. Of course, she's not unflappable and sometimes she does get angry or sad, but those moments just confirm that she's even more precious. There's also Haru Miyu, which, well, all I can say on that is good luck Incho and rest in peace Walnut. Speaking of the Incho, Haruna is next. Haruna, being the perfect mess of simpery, is quite the entertaining character to watch. She accidentally learned to DJ by trying to choose songs that Miyu would like, and of course is one of the few that can rival Tsubaki's ability to turn into a tomato. I do apologize for throwing a bottled beverage at her and dropping a train on her. But of course, as the Walnut would say, she's just got the perfect personality to be bullied. And though she's surrounded by characters that are designed to be cute, given No's kidnapping attempts, the cute hunter herself acknowledges that Haruna is also cute. And Karumi, the Walnut, the person that makes Haruna want to become a nutcracker. I think Allmix does a pretty good job of highlighting the fact that she's mischievous, but there's more to her than a single personality trait. She genuinely wants to bring joy to others through her pranks, except for Haruna, who she genuinely wants to bring a high blood pressure. Of course, this is blown way out of proportion in stuff like Petite Mix, where it seems like a murder attempt more than a prank, but it's also Petite Mix, where something even more out of character happened, you know, like Shano actually caring about Photon Maiden. This, of course, has given her a reputation as a hardened war criminal, and you know what? I dig it. And then we have Miko, the gremlin to out-gremlin all gremlins. She started out as pretty much a blonde Karumi, not really adding much to the unit, but we eventually get some stories that give her some individuality. But what exactly is that character? Well, she's even more unhinged than Karumi is. I don't know who's doing it, but Miko's weapon dealer needs to, well, normally I'd say chill out, but, you know, it's funny, so keep up the good work. And, well, I guess next up is Unicorn and Abyss Mare. See you then.